Let's hope this works. Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. Before we get going, let us know if you can hear us, because I spent, 4 hours yesterday
I feel
putting
like
the
this.
studio back together.
You did spend a long time. I heard a lot of banging.
It was a long time. And, okay, all good. Phenomenal. Thank you very much. A couple things we're going to talk about today. I'm going to put the list up quickly and then
the
go back
camera's-
to the hype train.
The camera's lower than normal because my bun is never normally cut out and you can never see the top of my pants.
Well, I could just do this here. How about that? Good?
Yeah, my shirt looks so weird today.
It does look, actually, it looks kind of odd.
I
don't
think
know
I
why.
need to go change.
Go for it.
Do you think Hoda and Kathy do that?
Yes. Well, no, I think they actually sit down, they see what they're going to look like, and then they figure
Or
it out
they have somebody that does it for them?
before the show starts, you know?
I'm going to put on something, slip into something a little more comfortable.
Okay. So, a couple things we are going to talk about today. Let me put the notepad on the screen. Where the hell did it... The notepad is real weird. Sometimes it updates, sometimes it doesn't. So I've got to make sure I do this manually now. There we go. So a couple things we're going to talk about. We are going to have 3 different You Look Great Vault giveaways. Carla Marie's got a bunch of stuff over here to my right, your left. We are going to talk about quiet quitting finally. We're going to also talk about student loan forgiveness. A lot of people are very passionate about that topic. And the great clean out. I don't know what that means, but Carla Marie had me put it on the list. And our phone line will be open. So I'm going to make sure that's ready here. You can always call us up. We're going to give you that phone line when we need it. So it's a Google Voice number. Sounds fancier than it is. I think one day when we make enough money to, either get a studio or hire a person, we are going to need someone to answer phones. Because that is my favorite part of this whole job, honestly. So, sorry, I just got to make sure. Okay, we're good now. The way the contest is going to go, I will set that up as well. All you're going to have to do once it's set, which it is not yet, all you'll have to do is type in exclamation point and the word enter. Send that into the chat, and you'll be good to go. There's no purchase necessary, but if you are a subscriber, you'll have 3 times the odds of winning. So I may as well set that up, right? While we're waiting for Carla Marie to go through her wardrobe adjustment. Oh, there she is. It looks like you're wearing the same thing, no? Oh, no, you're not. Okay.
Men. Let me tell you, I haven't unpacked. I just threw everything on the floor.
Silly.
So I was just on the hunt for a bra, and that was fun. Okay.
You good there, Carla Marie?
Yeah. Oh my God, what? And then I put on.
I feel like you should have been a little more ready, you know?
I mean, I was.
You're doing your hair now.
Well, it's because I put on 2 different shirts.
Okay. So a cost of a ticket, 1 million points, but that's because you can't actually buy them. And subscriber luck is going to go to 3. Create and start. There we go. That first contest is ready to go. Jess from Minnesota's in there. Vicky's in there. Jen,
Whoa, that's
Hale,
cool.
Jean, Lisa.
Your brother. We're not letting him get any.
My brother?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we are back. Seeing everyone just write the word enter, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Thank you to everyone who's hanging out with us. Sorry for the weird start we had this morning.
It's
What?
pretty normal to me.
Yeah, but I don't want this to be the normal start. Like, I want to be able to hit the ground running, you know?
Okay, yeah, but things happen. People understand that.
No, I get it. But people understand it, but you don't want it to be the norm. That's all I'm saying.
You act like I do this every day.
No, all I was saying was I was apologizing for the weird start, and you're like, doesn't matter. No one cares.
Oh my God, we're at 220%.
So what are we drinking today, Carla Marie?
Well, I actually found in the refrigerator the rest of the Kool-Aid cocktail
Okay.
that Seattle Cocktail Club made us. So it's basically like leftovers, but cocktails.
All right, well, let's use this coaster because yesterday when I was putting the studio back together, there were a lot of drink rings on our desk. I don't like that one bit.
I didn't have this many
Why,
rules.
what'd you say truly for?
Because you're just truly insane.
Oh, why am I insane?
I didn't have this many rules from my parents growing up.
Well, it shows. It honestly shows.
Well, what did I get my parents to admit to you on Monday night when we were out to dinner?
That you never did the
Nope.
dish?
Let's start that. Let's go back a little bit. And first of all, what did we supposed to not say? You never.
No, that you said that. I was repeating what you had your parents agree to.
My parents admitted that they never let us do the dishes in the dishwasher.
Yeah, and it shows.
And I was like, well, that's why I'm like this.
Exactly. You're not supposed to mix alcohol with that?
It is mixed.
Oh,
They
it
made
is.
Please.
That says Kool-Aid cocktail mix.
Correct.
So the whole cocktail is mixed, or is that the mix you use? Like margarita mix doesn't have tequila in it.
Okay, but we got ours from Seattle Cocktail Club where it is mixed.
Okay. Just making
They
sure.
make things super easy for us.
Jolly Russian Buddhist said, so I'm hearing that kids should do more chores. Absolutely.
I agree.
You should make your kids build a house. Because, I wish my parents made me build a house.
We need 2 coasters.
Yeah, well, one of them was ruined the last time you spilled something. So we had 2 coasters. Radio fam, if you're watching, we are using your coasters.
Coaster.
We have used your coasters in the past. But yeah, I think kids should do chores. Because when they don't, you end up with humans who don't know how to load a dishwasher. Do you know how many times I did the dishwasher when I was a kid, and then I did it wrong, and my mom would take all of them out and make me do them again? That's the same way that the same reason I'm so meticulous when I put my clothes away in the closet. Because back in the day, if I didn't, you know how there's like the folded clean side and then there's the folded messy side? If I put the messy side out and my mom was in a bad mood, she'd come into my room and she'd take literally everything out of my drawers, throw them so they were now not folded.
Well, that's just idiotic on your part. Why would you put the messy side out?
And then I had to put them all back together.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, my mom did not mess around with that kind of stuff. I didn't have it. Yeah, see, a lot of people didn't even have dishwashers, Carla Marie. What would you do?
My parents would still never let us clean the dishes.
Why? Did they like it?
They were just like, leave us alone. Like, we can do it.
You know, I will say by the time that your parents had you, they were probably sick of kids. Right? Because you were the 6th and 7th children for your dad. The 3rd and 4th kids for your mom.
Yeah.
They probably didn't really want you anymore.
No.
So.
All we had to do, I don't even know if we actually put our plates in the kitchen. I felt like my mom, I felt like my mom would just start
She would remove your plates for you?
If you got up from the
Where
table.
did you live?
If you got up from the table, then you put it in the kitchen. But sometimes we would just hang out after dinner and my mom would do it.
Okay, now, I can see that.
Now no. I'm like, what are you doing? But my parents were just like, go play. Get out of here. We hate you. Because my sister and I would spend the entire dinner fighting. They'd be like, goodbye.
That's true. You're probably super annoying. So the interesting thing with Middle Eastern culture, and anybody who's Middle Eastern probably knows this, is in old school families, the dad or the patriarch of the house could literally just get up from the table and leave.
That makes me want to
gag. And then someone would well, you did that. What do you mean that makes you want to gag?
They're adults.
You can't say, oh, that makes me want to gag when you would do the same thing.
I guess my dad does that.
Okay.
Thank you, Meg said. My mom did the same thing. She has a certain way of loading the dishwasher and gets mad when you don't do it the correct way.
Yeah, no, my mom had a certain way of loading the dishwasher, and if you did not do that, you had to do it all over again. So, let me explain. In certain families, Middle Eastern families specifically, I don't know if any other cultures do this. The patriarch of the house, the dad or the grandfather or both, would just get up after dinner and walk out.
Well, your brother said no. They put their napkin in the plate and pushed it away, which I kind of
my
dad did.
They do one of these and then they get up and leave.
Yeah,
signifying I'm done. Handle this. And I remember there were a handful of times where my dad. It's not that he tried that. He probably just forgot to take his dish and walk away. But there were times where my dad would get up from the table, leave his plate there, and my mom was having no part of that. And she would call his ass back, and he would have to take his plate. What?
Did I not stop it somewhere?
Yeah.
This is the equivalent of
Let's
not
go.
taking your plate. Okay. We have 2 birthday shout outs. Our friend Colleen Shea.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is her birthday today. Producer Colleen, formerly of the Cubby and Carolina and Greg T and Carolina morning show on KTU in New York. And now she's working for Live Nation, putting all her information out there. But yeah, happy birthday to her. And then we just got this in the chat. KP Noel said, "It's my birthday. Can I please have the birthday song?"
There you go.
So we'll do shots.
Did you finish it before the song ended? Oh, so close.
I think new rule.
Yeah.
If I don't, I have to do push-ups
Okay. Oh, if you don't, so we have to play that song
every time.
every time. All right, we could do that. I mean, it's a celebration song.
But we have to see how I feel.
For laundry, if I could reach the top. Wait.
A top load in, if you can reach it.
Oh, you do your own. So I was like 6. So I didn't start doing my own laundry till college.
Oh my God.
Probably.
See, now this is where we differ.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually, maybe it was high school.
aw.
Because there were times where I remember doing my football uniform
Yeah, like I'm
because it
telling
smelled
you,
so bad that I had
it's-
to do it by itself.
I would. But that's the thing. I'd be like, you're on your own, kid.
Could you move your knee, please?
Not really. It's comfortable.
Let's go. You gotta sit like a normal human. Okay. Yeah, I think so. Okay, this is a good topic for parents out there, and feel free to call in 201-305-0894. 201-305-0894. Eventually, we're gonna have a screen on here that's like the call-in screen
Ooh.
that will have the number on there, and I'll be able to put like calling
Uh-oh.
Kathy from Iowa.
A lot of people are buffering.
It ain't us, as far as I know.
Well, that's 3. We're buffering.
Our bit rate is fine. It's well, Twitch was also having problems most of the day yesterday, so they might be having continued problems right now. All right, same issue. Because according to our internet, we're fine. Should I wait?
So there's nothing we can do, but
Yeah.
if you haven't refreshed already,
So what do we do, Carla Marie?
do a speed test.
Okay, we could do a speed test. Can't believe we're already 20 minutes into the show.
Well, I had an outfit change.
Oh, true.
Okay, speed test. Speedtest.net if you want to try this at home.
It's not even loading, which is not good.
Okay, well, we can't do the quit topic if no one's going to call.
Oh, no. Oh, we're coming back. We're coming back, everybody.
What? That's insane.
Told you yesterday we were having internet problems.
And we did everything we could do. Oh, Anthony, explain what just happened.
I'm not 100% sure. Because now you can
Look
see
at
our
this insane speeds.
now you can see our speeds are actually really, really fast. This is what I was testing all day yesterday. I really think there was something that was like unplugged outside of this home that just got plugged back in.
Okay, as he just also realized the little Ethernet plug in his computer was stuck under the screen.
No, but nothing changed. It's still plugged in, and it's still like it wasn't wiggling or anything. And there's enough room.
These
under
are
the screen.
blazing fast speeds, I'll tell you that.
All right. Anyway, we are back. So disregard all that other nonsense. We are back. Hopefully, everyone is back with us. Had to refresh. Hello from Lancaster, PA. What up? Say hi to our friend Kira. Isn't that where
Oh.
she's working?
Yeah. You don't have to. We should do the giveaway.
All right. Let's do the giveaway. I want to make sure there's enough people here, though. Let me refresh this. I'll tell you what. That internet, it's weird.
Kidding.
Okay.
right, we're good.
168 viewers. We can do the giveaway. I'll give you 20 seconds to enter. If you have not done so yet, all you've got to do is type in exclamation point and the word enter. Hit send in the chat. And I'll put this up on the screen. Once that hits 13 minutes, we will end this giveaway. There we go. Close
right.
giveaway.
So, this is how it's going to work today before you pick a winner
Okay.
and the chaos ensues. I have taken 2 items of every size that we have left and put them in here so that I'm not wasting everyone's day rummaging through a box.
Okay.
We have size small, medium, large, extra large, and double X. That's
we do have double X.
There's no more 3X left.
Okay.
I don't actually no, we didn't have 3X.
I don't think we had it.
That up. So that's what we have. Okay? If everyone is the same, if we do 3 giveaways and everyone's a medium, I'll go get another medium out of the box.
Okay.
But just want to say it's all right here.
All right. Do they get a choice or you just take the first one that's on there?
We'll see.
All right. Draw a winner. Oh, where'd it go?
Where is it? Taylor
TZ.
TZ.
Taylor my butt. TZ is my butt in Arabic. So it's Taylor my butt. Taylor, if you are in the chat, make sure you say hello. You tell us your size, and we can get you all straightened out. It's probably not what I was trying to say, but.
So, which is also a sentence. Yay, she's here.
All right, Taylor. What size are we looking for here?
I'm not going to let them choose. Well, maybe. What if she has it already? I just didn't want it to be large.
Large. What are we looking at, Carla Marie? You only have 4 sizes. Okay, you get the 3-color You Look Great hoodie.
With the black strings.
Or.
Oh, we're doing or.
We're doing or? Yeah. Or the neon yellow You Look Great hoodie. You pick. Let us know as soon as humanly possible. And I have not started a new contest yet, so don't enter yet. All right, which one? Let's see.
We need the do. No, there's no new contest, people. Slow down. I know, Jen's right. I think we need a new neon line. We wanted to put some in this last run, but there weren't. He couldn't. He was like, they're sold out everywhere, so that's why I went with the like.
All right, love the black hoodie. There you go. So the neon is still available for anyone that wants it. Let me mark that giveaway as complete, and we are going to set up.
Okay, I'm going to write this
another
down.
one.
So I don't have it. Oh wait, no, tell her what to do.
Oh, so now you have to email us hello@carlamarieandanthony.com with all your info so that we can send this out to you. So your real name and your address. Do we need a phone number?
No.
Okay.
Maybe tell me what you won also, even though I wrote it down. I had a little bit of a struggle last week. Had to go back and watch part of the show to be like, what did they win? What is he still doing here? All right, what's up first on this list?
Up first is quiet quitting.
We might not get to anything else today. I think this is going to go.
Oh, there's no time limit on this show. Oh. Could you move your elbow for a second? Thank you. Just making sure this is all done. Subscriber. No, not subscribers only. We should do that, though, one day. All right, 3 times the chance of winning if you are a subscriber. All right, it is good to go. Type in ! And the word enter if you would like to enter the contest. Remember, we've got sizes small, medium, large, and extra large.
And double X.
And double X. So small.
Yes.
Small to double X is what we've got going for us here today. Already got 60 people who entered, so thank you very much to everyone who's doing that. Caroline, would you like to say hi?
Your new bud?
Yeah, me and Caroline are like best friends now. Even though she kind of hangs like a sloth.
She is a sloth.
All right. So, going into quiet quitting. Oh, God, I'm stuck. And you're stuck as well. Caroline. There we go.
Okay, so I know we talked about it the other day, but let's pretend we didn't explain what quiet quitting is.
Go for it.
So, I sent you the TikTok of the original person that said, I've heard of this new term called quiet quitting. And the idea is you make a decision that you are going to just do your job. You're not going to go above and beyond for a company anymore. And this is essentially what we have been saying really for the last 2 years. The idea is work-life balance.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I've been saying anything about quiet quitting. I've been talking about work-life balance, which means you can still work really hard.
Okay.
and also take time for yourself.
Correct. However, the idea of quiet quitting is to say to yourself, on Monday, I am going to quiet quit. It's like saying I'm going to start a diet on Monday, right?
Okay.
On Monday, I'm going to make the conscious decision to make sure that I am doing my job and no one else's, that I am working my 40 hours or doing what I'm paid for. But your brother actually sent me this really great, your brother Justin sent me this today. Did I screenshot it or just share it? And it's not called quiet quitting. It's called having personal boundaries at your workplace, and it shouldn't be a radical concept.
So
I love the term quiet quitting because I think it'll make people actually do it, but it's no different than what we've been saying for the last 2 years.
Well, no, I think it is different than what I've been saying. So the thing that I need to understand about quiet quitting as I've learned more and more about it. What?
Sorry, put the phone number too for people who want to call in.
Oh. 201-305-0894. There we go. If you want to call us up, I have the screen up here.
Oh, people have been texting long messages.
Well, you're supposed to check this. You told people to text Carla Marie. Anyway, we'll get to these text messages later.
Woo!
So, and you can also text that phone number that we just gave you. So my problem with quiet quitting is, let's talk to Mark first.
Hi,
Good
Mark.
morning, Mark. All right.
Well, let's just make sure that you wanted us to say your name. Yeah, we can. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're good to refer to you as your real name for this topic? Well,
That's fine.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Mark from Denver, what do you have to say about quiet quitting?
So my take on quiet quitting is when I was working for the transportation services here.
Mark,
You know what?
we can't really hear you that well. I
We're
don't know if
gonna
it's Bluetooth or
No, it's not. It's my phone.
Okay.
Is that better?
yeah,
Yes,
whatever
go
you're
ahead.
doing now is good.
Okay, so when I was working for the transportation services here before I went to MLB, I was working 7 days a week, maybe 15 hours a day, because they needed the help and I liked money. But as it went on and on, they wanted more and more out of me, and it became burnout at that point.
Mhm.
And as you guys know, and I told you when I've talked to you guys about it, is I ended up quitting because I wasn't being respected.
Yeah.
And
But
they
you
were
actually
shocked when
quit. But you didn't quiet quit.
No, I was quiet quitting because I stopped taking extra shifts
Okay.
and stopped doing what they were asking me to volunteer to do.
Yeah, so the idea is not doing anything extra,
Yeah.
whether you're being paid
Yeah.
or not. The idea is to just say, I'm going to do the job that I was hired to do.
Exactly
And
that.
I get that. And I think, Mark, where your work-life balance or your relationship with your employer went wrong is, I think it's okay for an employer every now and then to say, hey, there's some crazy deadlines or a bunch of people called out or whatever. Every now and then in life, you're going to have to step up. That means in your personal life, in your relationship, at work, there are times where you have to step up. And it's important to remember that those times that you step up don't have to become the norm, right? Just because you put in 60 hours one week because it was a crazy week and there were a bunch of deadlines,
Right.
that doesn't mean that your employer now gets to ask for 60 hours every week.
But they will in some situations.
If you don't say something, they will. And I
Agreed.
was actually talking to my brother Michael the other day when I was driving him back to Brooklyn about how he's very good at saying, at the end of the day, when his workday ends at 5 or whatever on the East Coast, he is done with work. He's not answering emails, things like that.
Great.
But he understands that because his supervisor lives in San Francisco, there are times where the supervisor is going to say, hey, I've got a call at 4:30 my time. Can you be on it? And in the rare instance that happens, he says, yeah, of course I can, because this is a
Rare.
once in a while
Right.
request. This has not become the norm of making me work 12 hours a day,
Of
13
course.
hours a day.
Of course. Well, Mark, glad that you're in a much better situation now.
Well, are you in a much better situation?
100%.
Okay, perfect. And even though I'm a
Okay.
Yankees fan, I guess since you're on the phone, we can say go Rockies.
No, I'm a Yankee fan, die hard. I just work for the Rockies.
Okay, that's fair.
I love it.
Mark, thanks so much for hanging out with us. You look great.
You look great, guys.
One of the texts that we did get, I'm just going to read part of it. The importance that they said, it's an 832 area code. They said to set your boundaries from day one. So I'm not going to answer my phone or email after hours. I'm not going to work more without being paid. I will not accept a 4 p.m. meeting if my hours are 7 to 4. But this person does go on to say, I'm not taking the side of the employer, but when employees set these expectations in the employer's eyes and all of a sudden change what you're doing, it's going to look like you're not up for the job anymore. And that's fair. You have to be prepared for the consequences of doing this, because you can't, because so they could say, hey, you're not the go-getter we thought you were, goodbye. But I have plenty of friends who work in radio who are paid to do 5 hours a week and have been accepting extra shows, working 7 days a week and not being paid. Now, they could have said no, but they didn't, because radio is one of those industries where it's like, well, if I don't do it, someone else is going to do it, and then it's not good. But these companies should be paying you for your time.
They should. They're not going to.
They're not going to.
I mean, there's enough people in radios, and keep in mind, talking about radio compared to real jobs, it's apples and oranges.
Right.
I mean, the radio industry is so ass backwards that it's hard to compare it to anything else. But the reason I have a problem, Carla Marie, with getting fully behind quiet quitting, I think as an idea, as a concept, it's great. You want employers to understand they are getting what they pay for.
Right.
In terms of the parameters that were set when this person started working. But for so long, we understood that all of the opportunities that we got were because we did the opposite of quiet quitting. That doesn't mean we worked for no pay, but we did go above and beyond. We always did a better job than was expected. We always put in extra effort. We stayed extra hours. And the reason that we have been able to sustain ourselves away from radio is based on all of those things that we did earlier. So it's hard for me to say like, oh no, now everyone should be quiet quitting.
No, you're right. But I think
it just seems
but we were getting, here's the difference.
Hypocritical.
In those situations, we were being rewarded, right? We were doing all this extra stuff, and then it was like, oh, look at this new sales thing that came in. Here's some extra money. We were being rewarded. The idea is that these people aren't being rewarded.
But we weren't rewarded immediately. We didn't know.
We were I was also 24.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. We're talking about, I think there's an age thing here. If it's your first job out of college, work your ass off. You have nothing else going on. What are you doing?
That's not true. That's the time you have an actual social life.
You're going out with your friends. I'm talking about the people that are older, have families, have parents that are aging. This is me personally, right?
Okay.
I'm putting myself in this situation. I was working an insane amount of hours, was accepting weekend things. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It made it more difficult to go see my family, to be with my parents, to be around my nephew, things like that. Where when I didn't have that job anymore, I was like, I'm just going to go do this because I can. Because I'm not going to come back from a weekend trip on a Monday and hear my boss say, you're never here anymore.
Yes. So, but let me ask you this then, Carla Marie. Was your issue more of you setting personal boundaries and understanding that you did need to focus on your family a little bit more than you were and your friends?
Yes.
Or was it your employer?
No, it was me, and this is the whole concept.
So, again,
we are the problem.
It goes
let
back.
Employers do this to us.
Yeah, and it goes back, I think, to saying it is okay to set boundaries. You can work very hard and take time for yourself.
Of course you can. But also, I'm not sitting here telling anyone to do less than the job you were hired to do. But there is nothing wrong with literally doing the absolute minimum you are supposed to do for your job.
So Dana on Long Island brings up a good point. She said, but after all the extra stuff that you did, you were still let go at the end.
It's true.
So, but there's 2 points. And this is something that I said actually right when we were let go, like that weekend before we came back on Twitch. I wouldn't take back all of the extra things that I did here in Seattle because I knew that we did everything possible to do what we were supposed to do here. So we didn't cut corners. We spent the time, we did the work, and we were still let go, which means despite our best efforts, we were let go. Right. I would have felt really crummy if I was like, oh, if I just did this extra thing, maybe I would have kept my job. I have zero doubt about that in my mind.
That's one way to look at it.
The only thing I would take back in my time in Seattle are 2 or 3 very specific people who I let speak to me and treat me in ways that I would never, now that I looked back and saw it with a different set of eyes, that would never happen again. And there are things that 1 or 2 people said to me that, like, not to act tougher than I am, but if you saw me in the street and you said that to me, we'd have serious problems.
And let's just be
And
clear,
I let them get away with it.
There's a whole freaking, this is who they were talking
Oh, no,
about.
it's not
It's
people
always
you know.
Always management.
It's not a single person that you
don't
would
need
know their name.
I don't need
It's not.
Carla Marie Anthony Reddit.
No. So I wouldn't take back the effort that I put in.
Yeah.
Because I also enjoyed what I did, and this was a job that I had dreamed of. You know, and I think there's a couple different things when it comes to quiet quitting. Is this a job that you can are you making sandwiches at Subway? There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not a job that you really have to care about once you're done slicing bread and stacking meat.
Yeah.
And cheese. Don't forget the cheese. But are you a nurse? Are you a teacher? Those are jobs that you're expected to care a little bit more about your job. So there is no right answer.
But like teachers, I think that's the main people that need to be quiet quitting. Because they're the ones that deal with more crap than anything. They deal with parents after hours.
So, okay, this is a question. If you're a teacher, and feel free to call, we won't say your name.
Probably working at this point.
Maybe not. Jersey schools aren't in
They're
here.
all teachers most likely are already back.
Oh, okay.
Or could be.
Anyway, the question is, what does quiet quitting look like for a teacher?
Yeah.
What is the bare minimum?
So here's an example. D in Palm Beach. I weaned my employer off. There's some typos here, but let me try to get through it. Probably driving. Don't do this and drive. I weaned my employer off my after work hour availabilities after they literally texted me at 10 p.m. with the words, "I know you're up with the baby, so I figured you were available for questions. So now I have made my personal availability very clear after hours."
And that's great. And that's setting up boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where
and here's the thing. I'm sorry to cut you off. You are saying also exactly what I am saying. The term quiet quitting is being used for setting up boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So what D did in that situation is quiet quit. That's all I'm trying to say is it's the same thing. Hello, welcome to the Carla Marie Anthony Show.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Who is this?
My name is Melissa.
Okay, Melissa, good morning. So
Good morning.
what part of quiet quitting are you calling about right now?
So I am a teacher.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you for calling. I guess you're in Jersey because I see 201.
I am in Jersey, yes.
Oh, what part of Bergen County are you in?
Well, I technically live in New York because of my husband's job. I'm one of those weird people. But I do work in Bergen County.
Oh, wow.
And that's all I'm going to say.
Oh, you're good.
So what does quiet quitting look like for a teacher? What are things that you have been expected to go above and beyond to do, not get paid for, that you could maybe scale back?
So especially after the pandemic, I will say I started quiet quitting more after the pandemic because we would get emails at 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night from kids. I don't understand this. I don't understand that. Can you help me? But we're also exhausted after a day of digital learning. Mm-hmm. And then even after the pandemic, coming back to work physically in the buildings, it was more of, well, can you do this? Can you do that? The excess grading that we had to do after hours. So last school year, I decided my contract says I work from 8 to 3. I work from 8 to 3, and I just utilize my hours during the day more during school to get what I need done. And if it doesn't get done, it'll get done eventually. And I just tell the kids, I have a life too, just like you have a life. Yeah. So I have to set those boundaries.
Melissa,
because if I don't, I get taken advantage of.
Right.
You mentioned something a couple of seconds ago. You said excess grading. What is that?
So at my district, they wanted us, with the distant learning and the quote unquote learning gap that has occurred, to basically grade the students on everything they were doing.
Oh.
So it was the extra norm that we weren't used to before the pandemic.
So what was something that you were grading that you weren't previously?
No. Well, sometimes like in school, remember you would just do paper and then you would hand it in, but there wouldn't be a grade. You were just
like that daily classwork. Yeah, like
they
that stuff. We had to give them a physical grade for the day every day.
Okay.
So it was all those teeny tiny extra things. And, we are in a learning gap. It's understandable, but the kids will eventually catch up. But it puts more pressure on us as teachers to try to help them do better. And I want my students to do better.
Of course. That's why you do the job that you do. But you had mentioned something about students emailing you at 9 p.m. And it's crazy because I think that during the pandemic, we all lost such a sense of time where the last thing those kids would be doing at that time is schoolwork, right? And just because they were home all day, then what do they do at 3 p.m.? You know what I mean? When you would come home from school, you would do your homework. But now you've just been home all day and everyone's schedules got so flipped that kids were just like 9 p.m. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to do my homework. So it's crazy to see that was happening to students as well. And I'm glad Melissa is setting boundaries and kind of reworking that schedule for kids, but it's crazy.
Melissa, can I ask you one more question before we let you go?
Sure.
With the excess grading, because this is a question from the actual chat, do you think that helped students stay on track?
Yes and no.
Okay. Why is that?
So I would say yes, because the kids who want to do better will do better. So in my district, and again, I'm sure it's a case by case, they set a precedent during the pandemic that no one could fail. So we automatically had to give them a certain grade so they would pass. And then they continued that for the next 2 years.
Okay.
So some of the kids' mindsets were, well, it doesn't matter if I do the work because I'm going to pass anyway. But then you have the kids who are eager, they want to learn, they want to do the work, and they were doing everything, and they would be meticulous. Did I do this right? Can you help me? Corrections. So like there was a balance between the kids who weren't doing work, and then there's more work to that because then you have to have all these extra like meetings and talk with the kids, talk with the parents. They're not doing their work, they're not doing this, but then you also have the kids who are doing everything and then some.
Okay, so it depends on the kids, really, just like everything. Well, Melissa, thank you very much. And obviously being a teacher is one of the most important jobs literally in the world, and you guys do not get treated like it, so hopefully us telling you helps a little bit.
Yeah.
Always.
All right, have a good one, Melissa. You look great.
You look great.
You look great.
Seriously, it's funny. The older I get, the more I realize how bad I was as a student and how much teachers put up with.
I immediately just thought that you would have been the person who was like, well, 2 years of not being graded, I'm not going to do the work. Where I would have been like, I got to do it.
I did as little schoolwork as I possibly could. And even though I would get sent to the principal's office a lot, I was actually nice to my teachers for the most part. Like I just talked a lot. I made jokes. Just didn't do the work.
I don't agree with this at all. Life is a Hike said, damn, 2 free years of not learning, not being graded, but just because you weren't failing didn't mean you didn't learn.
Yeah. Maybe you didn't learn as
or the same way
much as you would have. Because, I mean, even Melissa said there is a learning gap now that we are trying to make up. What else do we have in the chat? So there was someone who said that they work at a job where quiet quitting isn't even really a thing because they don't have to worry about their job after hours, which I think everyone who has a job that emails them throughout the day or even on weekends dreams of a rigid structure for a job that says you work this time to this time, and once you're gone, you're out. I do want to do the second giveaway.
There's so many messages in there.
We'll get to them in a second, but we've been doing this one for 18 minutes. On the actual text line?
Well, the other one, the thing that I shared that when I told everyone to text was from The Riveter. It is a female workspace. There's a few locations in the country, but they did this. It just said quiet quitting, but then they crossed out quiet quitting. So
I don't know if anyone can see that.
And they said doing the job you were hired to do.
Yeah.
And I think that is quiet quitting is like one of those like cool fancy words that people are like, oh, look what you're doing. Employers like, oh, I need to be prepared for people to quiet quit. No, they're just going to say, this is important to me to be with my family over taking your call at 8 p.m. because guess what? You're not supposed to do is call me at 8 p.m.
All right. We got 15 seconds left. Once this hits 19 on the time elapsed category, we'll close it and then pick our winner.
Also, if you won already, you can't win again.
That's true. So we got 5 seconds. Close giveaway. All right. Draw a winner. Lindsay McMahon. What?
Nothing.
You looked very disappointed when I said her name. Do you not like Lindsay?
No, I think I thought that you were going to say it wrong, and I was like, oh, you said it right.
All right, let's see if Lindsay is in the chat. Of course, you do have to be here to win. There you are.
All right, Lindsay, what size are you? Tell everybody.
Small to double XL, whatever you want.
We're all friends here. I love seeing all the congrats. It's always so cute.
It's always good to put some
She said a
good
size.
juju out there. Large, perfect.
How do you feel about neon? If you have this already, let us know.
Otherwise, it's all yours. Or you could lie if you don't want it. That's how.
I will make you send me a photo of you wearing it.
That's how the internet works.
It's a neon.
Oh, that works. Perfect. I
Oh.
just saw it. All right. That one is now done. Mark giveaway as complete. We're going to do one more. We'll leave it open for 15 minutes.
Lindsay,
So let me set it up.
email us hello@carlamarieanthony.com with your full name and address. Also, I'll be shipping these in brown paper because
What do you mean?
just like wrapping them in paper and mailing them.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, so my mom mails me everything because we use the priority mail envelopes, and it's like so it's gonna probably get to you in like 5 days. It costs us $130 to mail out the ones that we gave away.
Remember, you do have 3 times the chances of winning if you are a subscriber. And right now, if you want to join the contest, the giveaway, I should say, all you have to do is type in ! And the word enter into the chat, press send, 1 ticket per person. It is free. You have 3 times the odds of winning if you are a subscriber. And that's all you need to know.
Yep.
Are we out of large or do we have more in the box?
We have more in the box.
Okay. So sizes small through
Double X.
double XL. Let me go back to here
Double,
and put us back on the screen. There we go. Next on the list.
Oh,
'cause
we're done?
we could go back to quiet quitting.
You're right. We should move on. I just wanted to see if there was anything important in the text really quick.
All right, I could pull that up on the screen. There you go, Carla Marie. I mean, there's some long ones.
I love that people. I love this. Okay, this is a great one. As a 40-year-old elder millennial middle manager, I'm so excited for this trend. My staff in the U.S. are all overachievers. That's what it takes to do our job, but that doesn't mean you give yourself a 150% every day, all day, and work crazy hours. Yes.
Perfect.
I'm excited to see this embraced across the board. Burnout is a huge issue, bigger than pay and benefits, so here's hoping it becomes the new norm.
And I think that's the best bow to put on this is I don't think quiet quitting should mean you go in and you do the bare minimum every day. I think it means you understand what your job responsibilities are. And yeah, there are going to be times and I keep saying this because I think it is hypocritical for me specifically to say, oh, do the bare minimum. That's all your employer gets, when all of the good things that I've been afforded in my career were because I went above and beyond.
That's fair.
But you have to understand that there are times to do that and times to regenerate, recoup, relax, and enjoy your life. Otherwise, your 150% becomes normal, and it's taken for granted at that point.
No, I don't disagree with that, but I also do love a little bit of everyone on Monday being like, today's my first day of quiet quitting. And just
Today's your first day of understanding that there are boundaries that you can set.
I mean, just do it for a week to see how you feel. But if you get fired, we're not responsible.
And Shannon FC said, I keep going above and beyond and hoping that I will be rewarded.
And you got to, how do you get to that point of, well, I haven't been rewarded, so I'm going to quiet quit? Because that's a really hard decision, because what if you're like, oh, but this next thing I do will be the thing? It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, you never know if that next thing you do is the thing you get fully rewarded for.
Pamela Ryan brings up something, and this is a perfect way to end this, because I have been also seeing this. She said, I think the term is what's strange with the concept. It sounds way worse and more negative than it actually is. There's a lot of people that are like, when you use the word quit, it's like, "Ugh, you're not quitting.
Well, yeah,
something."
when you use the word quit, every employer's butthole puckers up. Like, oh, what am I going to do? I have to replace someone and train them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next on the list. Oh, I got 208 people in here. Thank you for hanging out with us. This is one that I'm sure
I don't
people
even
are
know
gonna
that
call
we even
about.
want to do it.
Well, no, student loan forgiveness. And there are a lot of people with a lot of varying opinions on the announcement yesterday. And since you did it in the morning show podcast, Carla Marie, give us the briefest description of what Biden announced yesterday.
So it's only for federal student loans, which we knew. People who received federal student loans are people who filled out the FAFSA. FAFSA was what you filled out in hopes that you would be rewarded financial aid, which means anyone who was approved for a federal student loan is someone who at some point when their family didn't qualify to the fact that they don't bring in enough money. So we're going to award you with a loan or a grant or both. Now, some people were given grants, something you don't have to pay back. Okay. Just want to explain what that is. Now, people who had federal student loans only have to, they're taking out $10,000. So if I have a federal student loan,
They're being forgiven.
$10,000.
Yeah.
If you were someone who was awarded a grant and also student loans, you are being forgiven of $20,000. The reason that is more is because someone that was given a grant most likely didn't bring in enough money at all.
If you qualified for the Pell Grant, you most likely are in a lower tax bracket than the people who didn't.
Correct. Because a lot of people are like, I don't understand. Like, you got a grant. Why are you getting more? It's like you were starting much lower than everyone else. So anyway, I was awarded, I think, total $12,000 over federal over 4 years of college. A few years ago, I had like $8,000, $10,000 left of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get rid of this whole chunk so I'm not paying 2 times to my private and my federal, which was so dumb on my part because the percentage, the rate was much lower than my private, where I should have just kept paying that. And then it probably would have been forgiven at this point. But just want to explain.
Well, you were also in a situation at that point in your life where you could, and it was something you were able to do. Now, was it easy? Probably not.
No, it should have gone to my private. I just didn't. I wasn't financially educated. Financially educated. But what's also happening is there's going to be possible repayment plan where your monthly payment is only going to be 5% of what you bring in, which is great because the big problem is you graduate college after spending $100,000, then you get a job that's $30,000 or $60,000. It doesn't make any sense. So I personally, this is me, I think it's great for these people. It doesn't affect me whatsoever. I have $43,000 of private student loans left. So $10,000 off would be great. Does not affect me. It affects my nieces, which I'm very happy for them. I'm not bitter that they're going to have a better situation than I did. I want that for them. But
so there are two schools of thought in the people who are against debt forgiveness or student loan debt forgiveness specifically. One is, I paid off of all of my student loans. I had a second job, or my mom took a second job to help me pay, whatever.
I get it.
And it's not fair that I don't have that debt anymore and I'm not being forgiven. Why are all these other people being forgiven? That's a school of thought that I find harder to understand, because in my mind, it's just because you suffered and you did that doesn't mean you should need, how hard it was. Why do you want other people to suffer the same way?
The great example that I saw was, that's like someone saying, me, for example, right? My grandpa died of stomach cancer when I was 8, however many years ago. I think everyone's grandpa should die of stomach cancer no matter what technology we have. Yeah. Even if there's a cure, that's not fair. My grandpa did. And I'm like, I get that. That makes sense to me.
The other school of thought for people, again, who are against student loan debt forgiveness is, well, someone's paying for this. And it's not fair to the people who did not incur that debt or have already paid it to now pay more in their taxes because this debt is being forgiven. And that's something from a financial standpoint I can totally get behind. I understand it, at least, even if I don't fully agree with it.
Okay, but the rival to that is, we gave how many billions of dollars to airlines during the pandemic when they are billion-dollar companies? You see the thing that's going around now where everyone's like, oh, shoot, where it's all these senators and representatives that had their PPP loans forgiven,
Mhm.
loans they took out, expected to pay back millions of dollars. They were forgiven. And these are people that make money already from the
Yeah.
government. So that's where I was like, you know what? I can't see the other side anymore. At first I was like, you know what? I get it. You know what? This is going to get added. It's like, you know what? But we're giving United Airlines all this money.
Yeah.
For what?
And-
For being a shitty company to people?
And I don't know, because this is, I think, the first time it's been done on this level. I don't know if the student loan debt forgiveness will actually be beneficial for the economy in the long term.
You hope
I
it
hope
is.
it will.
Yeah.
But it's an experiment at the moment, and I am hoping for the best.
Yes.
Generally speaking, when you bail out a big business like an airline, you're doing it because you're hoping from a federal government standpoint to keep that thing running, because if that falls apart, the whole country falls apart.
And the crazy,
But I'm at a point now where we have tried
right.
a lot to go from top down and hope it trickles down to the little guy. If we are going to take a chance
Start with the little guy.
to give the little guy some money,
Yeah.
let's start here. But the other thing,
Well, quick thing about United, just because that's the first one that's coming to my head.
they're a shitty airline.
They were given all this money and then still laid off
Yeah.
so many people. So I have a friend lost her job and never went back to being a flight attendant. Laid off so many people, and on top of that, how much more expensive were flights still even during the pandemic? It made no sense.
Well, during the pandemic, they were super cheap. Right after they
Like,
skyrocketed.
Yeah, there were like a few months.
So I do think, like I said, that there is a chance that the student loan forgiveness isn't
Yeah.
the thing we hope it ends up being. But I'm willing to take that chance. And I'm someone who never took out student loans.
Of course.
So I am one of those people who is not benefiting from this at all.
Mhm.
Now, my brother did take student loans,
Federal
student loans.
Cool.
Hopefully, he qualifies and whatnot. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with saying, as a society, let's try this experiment and hopefully it works. And even if it doesn't work, the hope is that some people of this generation who are, have gone through 2 economic recessions,
Yeah.
have gone through a war, have gone through the 9/11, who have gone through all of these things, who have gone through home prices going through the roof. Maybe they can have a easier time. Good morning.
Good morning, Carla Marie, Anthony. It's Jordan from Phillip.
Hey, Jordan, how's
Jordan.
it going?
Good. You guys, how about you guys doing well?
We're good.
We're doing phenomenal. So where do you stand on student loan debt forgiveness?
So I will benefit from this.
Cool.
And I kind of have mixed feelings on it. Like, I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's amazing. First thing, I find it so funny that when you fill out FAFSA, it's based on your parents and not you.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it hurts a lot of people right off the bat.
How
that
so?
qualifies them to keep getting loans. Because, so for me, instance, my parents, when I filled it out, they were going through a really bad hardship. They almost lost their home. They just, took a little too much money out, but on paper they were making more than higher tax bracket, making more. So it looked worse, like they could afford me to go to college. In reality is they couldn't. So that's, for me and my personal experience, how I think that kind of sucks, going off your parents' income.
Well, another thing they also don't take into account is how many siblings you have, and how, it's if you and your sibling are in college at the same time. You're supposed to get extra loans or grants or whatever. I didn't. And mind you, this is with amazing grades.
Well, and the only other thing that I can think of for loans.
Sorry, what I was saying is I had 5 siblings before me,
Yeah.
and they don't take that into consideration. How many went to college or what? It's just that whole, now looking at it, that whole FAFSA situation, that needs to be reworked if we're not going to get in the same situation 10 to 15 years
Yeah,
from
I
now.
think when you're giving a loan out, though, you have to look at the current situation. It doesn't matter what happened. Your family, Carla Marie, had
Of course.
kids that went to college 15 years before you did.
Of course.
And I think it's also tough to say,
Well, my brother didn't even go, actually.
I don't know how you would take out a loan with just a 17-year-old or a 16-year-old. So I don't know how that works.
Right.
Yeah.
And there isn't an answer right now, but I
Right.
do feel like there might be something there that can be fixed, where we're not taking as much as we need. So going back to me benefiting, I did take the bare minimum out, so I didn't take more. They were like recommending me to take like 20,000 plus. I'm like, nope, just give me enough to cover my credits and I'll be good. So now I'm in a position where I'm working hard and I'm working to develop myself and put into a better position. But on the same hand, these rates keep going up, and I feel like I'm just in this horrible situation where I'm not even able to, I'm still paying on interest. I haven't even touched my principal yet. So that aspect of it is like, this is so great because now I can, I can pay off my interest, and then that knocks it down. And then that realistically, I can start planning on getting that house or doing other future plans.
Yep.
And whereas a student 10 years before me in college didn't have as much. So the rate, it's just, you get into a lot of that inflation rates and earnings, and then we get into a horrible situation. But one thing I will say is I worked with a couple of people who played the system, and they knew that as long as they signed up for one quarter, they can default their loans. And so they're racking up all this money and loans and not paying on it. And that I don't think is right for people
Right.
to
Of course
benefit
not.
from that.
Of course not.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when it comes to any sort of government subsidy, whether it's welfare, whether it's loan forgiveness, there are going to be people who scam the system. But it's generally speaking, I think
It's not the norm.
most studies have found that it's a very small percentage of people that do that. And I think it's one of those, what's that saying? Don't throw away the sink with the dishwater. It's like you don't want to throw away
The dishes
the
with the
entire program because a handful of people are going to abuse it, because it's going to benefit way more people than the amount of people that abuse it. So I think that's just it's one of the facts of life. It's one of the things we have to just assume is people are going to take advantage of systems when it's available.
Right. And then like for you, Carla, like you said, you paid off your federal. It sucks, but you're happy. I agree with you. But I do wish for students like you, maybe they did something like, okay, we're going to give you like a tax credit. We did see you did this. You were great. Thank you. But here's a little tax credit or something like that.
That would be amazing, and I would happily accept that at this point. But also, there's just a quick thing before I forget this. It's important with the last 2 years, even though student loans were paused, some people were still making payments. If you were one of those people still making payments, you can get a refund.
Oh, cool.
So just the thing, as you said that, Jordan, it reminded me of that. And I was like, I don't want to forget this to tell people, because that's something that you're probably not going to see.
I did that, and I did not know that.
There you go. Carla Marie for the win.
I wasn't making a lot. I was just making enough to still like take advantage of this of no interest at the moment.
Yeah, so there you go.
Jordan, before we let you go, just so you know, that stupid saying that I tried to say earlier is actually don't throw away the baby with the bathwater.
That's way more aggressive than the dishes, though.
Yep. Well, Jordan, thank you for calling us up. We appreciate you.
Oh, yes, I appreciate you guys. You look great.
You look great.
And Jordan said something earlier. Call quality was, we'll say good. Jordan said something when she first got on with us, where she was like, I'm going to benefit from this, but I also have mixed feelings.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I think that we have tried to do here on this show, and even with the Morning Show podcast, is say it is okay to have mixed feeling about the news. You don't have to feel like you know exactly the right and wrong answer all the time. You can say, hey, this seems like something that could be beneficial, and it also seems like something that could have some negative consequences.
If I was president, though,
what would you do?
And I did this, I'd be like, I'm going to see who you voted for, and I'm not giving you this money.
No, we were over the summer, I won't say where we were. I don't want to out anybody. We were at a barbecue, though, and there was someone who was very much against our current president. And if you hate Joe Biden, I don't care. I don't know Joe. I don't. But the craziest thing to me was it got onto the topic of student loan debt forgiveness, because it was something that at the time, I feel like Biden had been dangling this for a while.
Carrot.
And they said, okay, well, if you're so against student loan debt forgiveness, like, don't you have debt? And the guy who was very anti-Biden was like, yeah, I do. It's like, well, are you going to take the money? He goes, well, yeah, obviously I'm going to take the money. And it's just so funny that you could be so against them, be like, no one should be taking federal money, blah, blah, blah. But the second it gets handed out, we're all out there like this.
Then don't take it.
Yeah. The other thing that's
Give it to
interesting
me.
to think of, because a lot of people, and again, I didn't have student loan debt. I was very thankful. I mean, my parents worked their asses off and helped
Yeah.
pay for college and took out credit card debt, which was,
Crazy.
I guess, more beneficial because you get points at least.
Yeah, seriously.
Right? But a lot of people in the chat, and you guys had mentioned it while you were on the phone, Carla Marie, a lot of people talk about interest.
That's the killer, man.
And the interesting thing, and I guess I was talking to my brothers about this, and I am not the first person to think of this idea, but what if they said, okay, we need people to know that the responsibility of taking out a loan and paying it back is pretty important.
Mhm.
But these are federal loans, and the idea that your federal government is charging you interest is a little wild if they want you to go to school and be part of the workforce. So why don't they just cancel all interest on student loan debts? Would people still be angry? Because you're still making the people who took the loan out pay that money back.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I think that would be an amazing thing to do. And the other thing was, someone had tweeted this to me. They're like, what if whatever your balance is on your student loans, take that amount. So say you have a $50,000 balance and you make $80,000 a year. $50,000 of your income should not be taxed. And I was like, that's amazing. And that just gives people a little bit extra money, and then they can, pay off the loans that they actually took out. But also, again, the idea of a 17-year-old, still me, being able to take out, starting at the end, it was $103,000. Okay. So by the time I was 22 years old, I was $103,000 in debt. No one should have let me do that. And these are my actions, but I was 17 signing papers and I had to get a cosigner because my parents still the bank was like, nope, we needed a cosigner. And thank God my godfather was able to step up. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone to college. Now, could I have gotten another job? Sure. But at the time in 2006, what were my options? It was truly presented to you like through the guidance department that college is what you need to do. That's it. And anyone who went to my high school will tell you this. There was no other option. You were not they were like, this is what you're going to do. You're not going to get into college. You can't do this. It was like you have to do this.
Well, and even today, there are jobs that clearly, when you look at what the task is, you don't need a college education. You don't need a specialty major to do these jobs. But there are still jobs out there that will say 4 years of college required. And because everything today is digital, you don't even get the opportunity to say, oh, I'm going to walk into this store as a 17 or 18-year-old fresh out of high school and just apply an interview and, wow them with my charisma. That's something that you were able to do 40, 50 years ago, maybe.
Fakita said something great. We don't let 17-year-olds make big decisions like that. You can never be 17 and get a mortgage. It's true.
Yeah, but you can take out a loan for school. But there are a million things that we can talk about when it comes to student loan debt forgiveness. And
I preach not going to college.
Well, no, I preach just saying, what?
There are options.
Well, yeah, in that regard, there are options.
Or work 2 years at a minimum wage job, which at this point, you could go actually to flip pizza at Big Mario's here in Seattle and make pizza for $33 an hour. You do that for 2 years, you saved enough money to now pay yourself through college.
D in Palm Beach, thank you very much for the hydration reminder. All right, we have.
Did I need to go to college to speak on the radio? No, but I needed to go to college to have my internship. And guess what? They don't even have anymore anywhere in radio internships.
Well, I'm not anti going to college by any means.
Not at all.
I think going to college was the best thing that happened to me for a number of reasons. I got into the profession.
Yep.
I got into a profession that I didn't know I wanted to be in before I started college.
That's cool. That's the point.
I went to college with the idea that I wanted to be a physical therapist or a athletic trainer for a sports team. I ended up graduating from the School of Communications and working in radio. So I had a whole transformation in college.
Okay,
I learned more about myself in college.
Exactly.
Got away from my, hometown bubble in college. Not that far away, 25 miles. And I made some of the best friends that I never would have met had I not gone to college.
When I was saying this, it was like I think kids should know that there are other options. I wish I didn't spend this much money, but I don't regret my experience.
Exactly.
So it's such a weird situation to be in. Would I have still lived a great life if I didn't go to college? I bet that I would. But here's something you could take into consideration.
This wouldn't exist if we didn't go to college.
No. You, Anthony, once you realized that physical therapy wasn't your thing,
Mm-hmm.
you could have still gotten your job at KTU without being in college, right?
No.
Paid? It was a paid job, it was an internship.
Yeah, but I didn't know it. So
Okay, no. Okay, you
could I have theoretically gotten it? Yes.
Okay, you get the job with Bartel.
Mhm.
You get the class with Bartel. He's your instructor. You get in at KTU.
Oh, I could have dropped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what TJ did.
Yeah.
So TJ from Elvis Duran in the Morning Show, if you know him from Boston, from his podcast, and he's talked about it a lot. He only went to Fairleigh Dickinson University his freshman year because he knew he needed college credit to get an internship with a radio station, which he did with Elvis Duran in the Morning Show. The second he got in there, he basically dropped out.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
He had but TJ is someone who at a very young age knew exactly what he wanted to do.
Right.
And as long as he got his foot in the door, so he went to a pretty inexpensive college compared to the rest of the colleges in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And just said, screw it, I'm doing this.
Good for him. Dana said, are the majority of adults who aren't college educated receiving some sort of government assistance because they can't get a decent paying job?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't say majority, but that is definitely something else to be like, well, you didn't go to college, so now the government's giving you.
Well, I don't know I don't know what that statistic would be. I can't even.
You don't.
Yeah.
But to the people who are saying, but I didn't go to college, I'm not getting money, I'm only making X amount of money, there are things you can apply for.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There are a million government welfare programs, subsidies that you can apply for. Are we on this page?
I don't know. I didn't.
There we go.
Also, I saw a lot of people being like, this is going to get hung up in courts. I think your brother would probably be the person to ask this question to, but apparently there is a 2003 law that it's called the HEROES Act of 2003, and it gives administration sweeping authority to reduce or eliminate student debt during a national emergency. And there's just no fighting it.
Are we still in a national emergency because of the
I
pandemic?
think so.
Let's see. According to Jolly Russian Buddhist, who is my brother, he said less than 40% of Americans went to college or took out loans, which would mean the majority do not have student loans.
Crazy.
Yeah, now, I don't know if there's any. I think that's one of the stigmas that we have to get out of our brains is that if you didn't go to college, you don't have a good paying job. You just probably
So
took
true.
a different
It's
path
so
to
true.
get there. Because guess what? If you're a plumber, an electrician,
You don't have student
if you're a
loans.
contractor and you didn't go to college, now a lot of those people did also go to college, but you don't have student loans, and those jobs actually pay pretty well compared to a lot of entry-level jobs out there with a college degree.
And then there's Wendy. She said, I didn't go to college, but I have a decent job, and
Yeah.
I did not receive any subsidies.
Exactly. And I don't think, I'm sure there is some sort of statistic, but I don't know if it's a big enough correlation to make that connection all the time.
Dana Marie, great point. She said truck drivers make decent money. What was it? Walmart was paying truck drivers between $95,000 and $110,000 a year.
Yeah. If you worked for, it was weird though. It was like if you were already working for Walmart, right?
Oh, well, that was the I think you could start there at like 90, but if you were a Walmart manager, they were incentivizing you to move up in the company and do this. I couldn't be a truck driver. I would need like a booster seat. I don't think I'd be able to reach it.
This is great. It's Meg Not Megan said, honestly, I always say I paid over $100,000 to make lifelong friends. You don't need a college degree for my job.
Well, the crazy thing about my interest rate and my student loans, which is I remember I would spend months crying, months after I graduated, being sick over this and trying to figure out how I'd ever get out from under it. And I'm still not, but it would show you your projection. And I had $103,000 in student loan debt. And it would show me you have a 30-year plan to pay this off. By the time you pay it off, you will have paid $300,000.
It's crazy. And that's to the federal government.
No, mine.
Oh, because you had private. That's right. Or mostly private.
And I was just like, that number just seems so insane when you're making $10 an hour, bringing in $16,000 a year. And
did that number seem real, though? Did it seem like an actual number?
it seemed like I would never get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was lucky enough to refinance through SoFi a few years ago, bring down my interest rate from 7.4% to 4 something, I believe. And my monthly payment stayed the same, but I shaved 11 years off of it, which is great. But if I tried to refinance through SoFi now, they'd never accept me because I don't have a steady job. I'm just already in, and I'm lucky to be there.
Yeah. I was actually talking to my mom the other day about, investing and whatnot. And she was like, well, why don't you buy a house as an investment? I was like, well, no one's giving me a loan right now.
No.
So,
no, that's not true.
or I'd have to pay. Would my interest rate be through the roof?
I've told you this a bunch. There are different ways to get mortgages as a small business owner.
Oh.
You don't have to have, like, how do small business owners get jobs?
Yeah, but their small businesses probably make money.
No.
There's that part of it too.
Yeah.
We are going to move on from student loans to, I don't even know what this is, but Carla Marie had it on the list. The Great Clean Out, and then
we'll do the giveaway?
Yeah, the giveaway is at 13 minutes right now. So when it's at 20 minutes, we will do the final giveaway and be done. Carla Marie, the Great Clean Out, is that what we're talking about?
So there are two things that I want to do. I really want Anthony to do them with me. I think it would be fun. I want to go, and I looked up places in Seattle that do this, where you get your ears cleaned out.
Okay.
Like medically.
Oh, yeah, I would do that.
You're not supposed to do one of those at-home things. My friend's an audiologist, and she said you can harm yourself so much. And we obviously can't do that.
Yeah, I got some crusty ears. I'll do that.
And I think think about, we live in our headphones all day. We spent years with these over our heads all day. And
What?
The bigger headphones.
Oh, I don't, because you
wearing.
said headphones already, and I was very confused.
In my ear, then the big ones, like harboring germs. I want to go and get it cleaned out. I think it makes sense.
I agree.
And it was like, I looked it up, it was like $100.
Okay.
But you can't go to insurance, I don't think.
That's fine. I can afford $100 for my ear health.
This is why.
Is it a healthy thing to do though? Like,
Laura said, if you feel like you're clogged, then yes. And I kind of do, because sometimes I can't hear.
Okay.
So that's one. Two, to go along.
Oh, by the way, tell everyone who Laura is.
Oh, my friend Laura, who's an audiologist.
Just some girl, Laura. This girl, Laura, said yes.
So, the other thing we're going to do, because you agreed without agreeing to the
No, I agreed to the ears.
The Great Clean Out.
It's not a butthole thing, is it?
We're going to go get a colonic.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Think about how clogged up it is in there.
I don't know. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
So basically, a colonic, to explain, this is what the internet says. They are also known as colonic irrigation or colon hydrotherapy, are used to flush out large portions of the bowel system. Colonics are controversial when used for continuous bowel cleanses because of the risks associated with them. Yeah,
so what risk am I?
Well, we're not going
here?
every day. I remember Amy from Bobby Bones Show did it. She talked about it all the time. But I'm going to talk to Dr. A before I do this, though.
Let's see. Shanna FC said, my ENT cleared my ears. Insurance covers it.
Probably not mine.
I've had my ears cleaned 2 times, and ouch, when the wax comes out.
No, look at this, though.
I don't like wax. I don't like ouch.
Okay, stop it. Look what Lisa said. I've had my ears done, and it is wild how loud everything sounds after they're cleaned professionally. Like,
I don't know if I want that anymore.
I know, but think about like how good a Q-tip feels. I wish it felt that good when you do this.
So here's my problem. I get very annoyed with sounds. And it's like random sounds. Like I can be in loud spaces. That doesn't bother me.
Well,
but
then
like
just get your ears
certain
dirty.
people's voices, certain kids. Like earlier there was a kid practicing their recorder and singing outside at 8 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to burn the entire neighborhood down.
I don't think it's a recorder. I think they have to have a flute or clarinet at this point. You don't practice your recorder over the summer.
Maybe the school year started. I don't know. I just don't know.
Her anatomy professor told us he did that when he got super constipated.
Did what?
Well, not the ears.
Okay, that's what I assumed.
No. So we don't drink something. We go in there.
What do you do?
I think they stick a hose up there and flush.
No, I'm not doing that. No one's vacuuming my butthole. I'm just not doing it.
Is your stomach growling?
My stomach's growling because it's scared. It's scared that a vacuum's gonna go in there. It's telling me don't do it. My stomach's like, no, I hear this. What are you sticking where?
During a colon cleanse, the hygienist inserts a tube into the rectum while you lie on a table.
No.
A large amount of water is pushed through the tube to flush the colon. The water is then released through the colon in a way similar to a bowel movement.
So
Who does this? That's their job.
So they fill your butt with water
and then just go
and then tip you over? Is that it's like
a
shaking a bottle?
Tip.
Like you put when you're clearing out a bottle, you put like soap and water in it, you shake it up and you pour it over.
Or like a teapot.
I don't know about this.
What comes out during a colonic? During a colon cleanse, large amounts of water, sometimes up to, can you guess an amount?
Of what? Of poop?
How much water comes out when they
I
flush
hope
it?
the same amount they put in.
Well, how much?
A gallon?
16 gallons.
16 gallons of water in my
Okay,
butt?
this is what the Mayo Clinic says. During a colon cleanse, no, go back. Large amounts of water, sometimes
It's
up to
not Megan said 2 gallons.
sometimes up to 16 gallons, and possibly other substances such as herbs or coffee are flushed to the colon. This is done using a tube that's inserted into the rectum. So there is something you can get different things put in. Hold on, I'll find-
What?
There's like options, like you know,
scents? Like
Yeah,
a new
like-
new car scent in your butt?
imagine
Oh, do you
can
want
choose-
vanilla or new car smell?
Imagine you can choose what you want your farts to smell like for a month.
I-
What would you pick that? It's like when you go to the dentist and you can pick when you're
Yeah.
a kid. Tummy temp.
Probably wintergreen. I'd probably go wintergreen.
All right, I believe-
Although that feels like it might burn.
Tacoma Swifty's right. Anthony is close to the age for a colonoscopy.
Yeah, if it's a medical procedure, you do what you got to do. But I just don't know if I want someone
It's like somebody's house.
dumping out a gallon of water in my butt.
No, 16 gallons. You got a big butt.
16 gallons of water. Yeah, this is a no for me. I think.
What?
What?
Renee said, I remember fraternities doing this to get drunker.
Oh, yeah, you could like butt chug. We talk about butt chugging all the time for some reason.
Stop, that's
Not us, but our group chat. I will use the word butt chug as often as I can, but I just don't want to do it. I'll use the word, the phrase. Oh, lavender is probably a good fart smell.
Oh, I hate lavender. Ugh.
That's what I would pick
I'd
then.
rather smell a fart.
That's what I would pick then, because then I could fart wherever I wanted and make it smell great for me, but also create a force field where Carla Marie wouldn't come in.
Okay.
Okay, colonoscopy is 50, by the way, unless you have a history or family history of colon cancer, which
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
going to go sooner. Though.
believe I do.
It's not going to make it go that long.
What?
Okay. You're going to go sooner for a colonoscopy.
Why? And also, who are you to make that decision?
Okay, hold on. So one of the things you can add is ozone therapy.
I don't need an ozone in my butt. We don't even
Well,
have
I
enough of that
wonder
in,
if it's
in,
like to
in
help
the air.
because farts go into the ozone, and they.
Okay, so what is ozone therapy?
Low dose therapeutic ozone has been safely used by hundreds of thousands of patients for over 150 years. What? Who 150 years ago put something up their
Continue.
butt? Ozone therapy originated in Germany and is used around the world today. Benefits of ozone therapy: improve circulation and oxygen delivery to tissues, enhance metabolism, upregulates antioxidants, enhances the immune system, supports the neuroendocrine system, and activates neuroprotective systems. Wow, aren't you so proud of how well I just read all that? Our naturopathic doctors will determine the number and frequency of ozone rectal insufflation treatments for you. Best results are seen after 4 to 6 sessions.
So I got to get my butt flushed 4 to 6 times to see results.
Well, this is
For the ozone
I don't know
therapy.
Oh, wait, hold on. Conditions that may benefit from ozone rectal insufflation therapy.
Insufflation?
Insufflation.
Wow.
Pelvic or prostate congestion, intestinal dysbiosis, inflammatory bowel conditions, IBS,
IBS, yeah.
leaky. No, those are two different things.
Oh, so I saw IBS.
Leaky gut, liver disorders, poor circulation, chronic infections, the weak or stressed immune system. Now, hold on. These are the add-ons you can get after. So, a colon cleansing. Then you can get electrolymphatic add-on, coffee enema add-on, ozone add-on.
Wait, coffee?
Yeah, that's what they were saying. One of the things you can put in there.
I thought it took coffee out of your butt.
No.
It puts coffee in your butt? What? Is it like a shot of energy? Like you're butt chugging like a Red Bull? Is there anyone, this is a serious question. Anyone who has done one of these, not a colonoscopy, not like the medical procedure where they put a camera in your butt or whatever.
I don't think anyone's done
If you've done a, what is it, a colon cleanse?
colonic.
Colonic. Please call us.
No, it's an enema. Coffee enema. Coffee.
Whatever this thing is. If you have done this, I would love to talk to you.
We can do it at home.
No, we can't.
All right. Medical news today.
Lean
Sorry.
towards you. No, not if you know of the process. I want to talk to someone who has actually done this.
Okay.
Our phone number is 201-305-0894. 201-305-0894. If you're dialing right now, I'll do it one more time. 201-305-0894.
All
if
right.
you have done one.
Proponents of coffee enemas claim that they help detoxify the body, regenerate the liver, and reactivate the immune system. However, there is no quality scientific evidence to support these claims.
Sounds about right. That sounds
Moreover,
like
most
something.
studies highlight the potential risks and dangers of coffee enemas.
Yeah.
All right, I won't have to get poop up there. I just want to get it flushed. I feel like it needs to be flushed out lately. Like my stomach just feels like clogged.
I'm not stopping you from doing anything.
No, it's a group. You agreed to the great clean out of 2022.
I did not. I thought we were going to be like spring cleaning or something, like in the house with things. My grandma had a colonoscopy. Yeah, but we're not talking about colonoscopies. We are talking about colonics, which are different. Apparently, no one wants to call us and let us know about.
No, I don't like. That's the thing. People think when you juice cleanse, you poop. I never do.
Well, what are you if you're
I
just
pee.
eating? Yeah, why would you poop more on a juice cleanse?
Well, people think when you do a cleanse that you're cleansing out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just don't know if this is necessary. Like, can't I just go get like a tummy tea or something? Like turmeric? I don't know. Something that like I don't know if turmeric makes you poop, but
A turmeric enema?
no, I don't want. It's not going through that end. It's going through.
You love
the
mac
main,
and cheese so much, you get a mac and cheese enema.
No, I like mac and cheese going through Main Street, not the back alleys.
It's the same thing.
They lead to the same place. No, they connect.
It's a one way.
No, I don't know. I mean,
It's
one
not.
day it's not going to be a one way because I'm going to have a colonoscopy, right? One day I'm going to have special access. They're going to shut down the road for a day for reverse traffic. Turmeric helps with inflammation, apparently. My 2-year-old, I don't know why this is here, but I love it. My 2-year-old poops like 5 times a day after having 2 cups of apple juice.
Sounds like your two-year-old might have an allergy of apple juice.
All right, so we're going to assume that no one here has had a colonic of the coffee,
Well, then I
turmeric,
guess I
or
have to.
ginger varieties.
Nah, I won't get the enema, but I'll do it and I'll film it. Like my face. Do they put
The turmeric one?
Oh, I wonder what it feels
What are you
like.
going to have?
I'm not getting an
What
infusion.
essential oil are you using in your butt?
Unproven theories behind the practice. I want a proven theory.
Well, good luck, because the house that you showed me looks like a cottage in Yelm that some random person butt chugs for you.
Oh, wait. There are some risks and side effects.
Real quick, before you go to the risks and side effects, Carla, before this goes down, we are going to end the third giveaway of the day for our Twitch vault. We still have small, medium, large, extra large, and double XL sizes, right? Carla Marie?
Mhm.
You do have to be here to win. All you've got to do, though, is type in exclamation point, the word enter, and hit send.
Martha.
Whoa. We're talking about butt stuff here.
Oh, sorry. Person on the phone. Hi.
Hi, it's Martha.
Okay, we wanted to give you the opportunity to do that. Okay, so Martha, are you calling about the colonic?
I unfortunately am.
Did
Well-
you got
well,
one?
no, you say unfortunately, but did you do the process? Whatever.
I did
one?
have one.
Okay.
I did have one.
For fun?
like, years ago. Kinda. There was no really reason for it, but yeah, I did.
Okay, so does it hurt?
It doesn't hurt. It's weird because there's something entering you that
Okay.
you don't want to be entering you.
Okay, but did it? But I shouldn't say that too many times.
But-
How did you feel afterwards? Like in all seriousness, did you
Yeah.
feel like it did something beneficial for your body, for your mind, for your spirit? I don't know.
Kind of, because I knew things were coming out that weren't coming out on their own
Okay.
without
Okay.
sounding too weird.
Yeah.
And I mean, it felt the process of it happening was really weird because you're laying down on a table and essentially you just kind of feel like you're just pooping on a table.
Wait, on a table?
Yeah, where does it go?
Well, because I mean, do you want me to just describe it? Is
Yeah.
that
I
weird?
mean, I
Should
think we're all mostly adults here, so let's go for
Okay.
it.
So you lay on a table and like on your side and with your legs curled up and stuff goes up and it flushes you out. So you're basically
Oh.
just laying on your side and things are going in and coming out simultaneously.
Oh, wow. I always assumed it was going to be like they inject whatever they need to inject up there, and then they you have to clench your butt and then
Like go sit on a toilet?
go sit on a toilet.
Oh, I definitely did not think that. Well, is
No.
it going into a tube when it comes out, or is it
Yes,
just
yes,
going on a
everything. You don't see anything. I mean, if you want to look at a tube, I'm weird and wanted to look at the tube.
Yeah. I would
No.
So I
love it.
asked for a mirror,
Oh, man.
and like you could see it coming out of the tube, and then it goes into a machine. Like nothing is exposed to the air. You
That's
don't
good.
I was
you're
wondering
not
if-
just everyone sitting in a room with filled with your.
I was like,
poop.
when you said it was on a table, I'm like, so it just pours out on the table? That's got to stink.
No.
No.
Everything's connected, concealed, closed, put in something that you don't see ever again.
Oh, this is actually a good comparison. Shen FC said it's like a booty neti pop.
Yes, yes, but you don't see the stuff coming out
Unless you want to.
unless
It
you want
also it reminds me of, if I was to visualize it, like the carpet cleaner vacuums, right? Because they're shooting like soap water down, but they're also vacuuming it up at the same time.
Yeah.
to. Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
So are there two tubes, one going in, one
There's
going
only
out?
one tube. There's only. I mean, I only felt one tube.
Okay, but
You guys are learning so much about me right now.
we are, but we're all friends. It's okay.
Uh,
But you did say that afterwards you felt better.
Yes, because I mean, I don't remember exactly why I went because this was like 10, 15 years ago,
Mhm.
but I felt like I did feel relief after.
Okay. And how long does the whole
It's
process
weird,
take?
though.
I bet.
It's about maybe 30 to 40 minutes.
And
It feels weird when you're on the table because you feel like you have to poop because like it makes your stomach it fills up.
Yeah.
So like then you're just sitting there and then you're just kind of releasing it and you're like, oh, oops.
So when you say 40 minutes, is that like from entering the building to leaving, or is it like
What's the building?
on the table?
No, I think it was on the table.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I bet you I fall asleep, guaranteed.
Probably not.
Are you allowed to eat before?
No, I went first thing in the morning.
I feel like they
But I
probably
think
don't
they
want you to
said-
fill up your stomach before you do that.
No.
Yeah, like you don't want to go to like.
Or even if they don't tell you, it's kind of like eating before you go to the dentist. Like you're just not supposed to do
Yes.
it out of courtesy to your dentist.
It's also just mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Martha, thank
is
you very
fun.
much for the educational colonic talk. We appreciate it.
You are welcome. Anytime.
You look great.
You look great.
You look great. Oh, what a time. I'm so
I wish
glad.
we could turn that sound effect off when we hung up. But it does really definitively end the conversation.
I do like that it starts ringing and people can hear it ringing.
You like that?
Yeah.
What are you
Originally.
trying to do there, Carla Marie?
See if you can turn off the
Oh,
sound.
well, let's not do that now. Jeez, what's wrong with you? All right. We have gone 8 minutes past where we were going to end the third You Look Great Vault giveaway. I'll put this on the screen so everyone can see it. What we're looking at live right now is 28 minutes and 33 seconds of time elapsed. When this hits 30, we will end it, which means you've got about a minute and a half now to type in ! The word enter, put it into the chat to enter the giveaway.
Do it.
Do we just wait here now? Man, this has been a phenomenal show, though.
I knew it would be once I got to the great clean out of 2022.
I'm glad we ended with that, though. Because it would have been hard to be like, all right, we're done talking about butts. Let's talk about student loan debt forgiveness now. You can only enter once. Make sure you know that. You are going to have 3 times the odds of winning, though, if you are a subscriber. So you do have about a minute if you'd like to subscribe. 150 entrants at the moment, with about 40 seconds left to go. And explain to everyone, Carla Marie, how this is going to work.
If you win,
Mhm.
you tell us your size. I look here, and you get what you get.
This is where you know Carla Marie she's done for the day. That's it. We've hit Carla Marie's workload.
Well, you know what's crazy is when we were on the radio, we were on the air for 4 hours. But when we would take our show and put it into an on-demand version,
It's like 45 minutes.
45 minutes. So when we were at that radio conference last week, I don't know if you had conversations with people like this. They would ask how long we did our Twitch stream for, and I was like, 60 to 90 minutes. They were like, okay, well, how many breaks do you take? And I was like, none. They're like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't go that long. I was like, it is weird. You get to a point, I was like, I take pee breaks normally. Didn't today. Woohoo. But
Speaking of which.
oh, yes, it is merch, Queen Haley. Just to show you, this is some of the things.
Oh, Queen Haley, are you new to the chat?
I think so. So our You Look Great merch launched last June. The current collection, the box we're picking out of right now, our warehouse sent us all of this stuff. They're like, hey, these are a bunch of samples we made when we were first launching the collection. Have at it, give them away. So here we are. But we have random sizes.
We're done, by the way. Sorry. Close giveaway.
But anyway, 90 minutes is a long time. And we do 8 shows a week when you think about it, between the Morning Show podcast and Twitch.
Oh, yeah. All right, draw a winner. Here's the last winner for the day. We're going to do this again on Monday, by the way. So anyone who's here, make sure you're back here on Monday. We do this show Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 8 o'clock on the West Coast, 11 o'clock on the East Coast. And today's winner, third winner,
Jendel.
Jendel?
It's definitely Jendel.
Jendele?
Jendel.
What's that song?
Ooh, there's creator mode.
I told you that 4 days ago.
Okay, because Scotty in West Seattle, not really, in West Seattle, sent me a link of what colonics are like, and I would.
Like to watch it?
It's a YouTube video of someone getting one. I haven't watched this yet, disclaimer, but this is the video.
You can. Thank you.
What?
I don't
No,
want
I'm
to.
putting the link in there.
Oh, you're sharing that with everybody.
Yeah.
The butt link.
It's not like it's someone, like a YouTuber going through it.
Real quick, if
Well, is Jendel in there?
I have not seen it, so I'm going to start a timer here. If we don't hear from Jendel in 60 seconds, we'll just draw another person. Got my
Jendel,
timer.
show yourself.
Show yourself. 2 shows, by the way, that I realized I've got to start watching. So, well, 3. I have to watch the final episode of Better Call Saul. And I feel like I may have missed one episode in this final season because, like, some things don't make sense. I don't know exactly when they switched from the pre-Breaking Bad days to the post-Breaking Bad days. It's kind of weird. Maybe I didn't miss it and I'm just stupid.
What are you two doing?
Are you good? Carla Marie?
Yeah, I opened the door. They were just like literally flying in the air, and then
Yeah, the kitties were making some noise out there. 10 seconds, and we're going to pull another name. The other shows that I want to watch, though, the new Game of Thrones prequel,
yeah,
House of the Dragon. I think that's only one episode. I think they're doing it weekly. But then Mo, which is Mo Amer's show on Netflix, which is about being like a Palestinian, Kuwaiti American, growing up in Houston, all of that stuff. So I definitely want to check that out. And he's super funny. So we are going to pick another winner.
Oh, Martha said it's her husband Mikey's birthday tomorrow. So happy early birthday. Wait, what did he say instead of come on, Eileen?
Oh.
What am I blanking out?
What is House of Dragons? House of the Dragon is what it is. And it is the prequel to Game of Thrones.
He said, come on, Ali.
Come on, Ollie. All right, we're going to pick another winner, by the way.
I
Another
can't
winner.
laugh about it all day.
Hill from Philly.
Hey, Hillary.
Hill from Philly, if you are here, please enter the
She's there.
chat.
She just entered.
She
That's
did?
cool. Yeah, look.
Waiting. Oh, there's a lot of pop-ups
You
here.
need to tell us your size, Hillary. In front
she
of
there?
the whole class. She's definitely here. She just entered.
Come on, Eileen.
No, it's come on, Ali.
I don't think she did just enter, Carla Marie.
Well,
I think you're making that up.
Go up right there. She was just here.
No, that just says she.
No, go up. Right there.
Oh, right there. Oh, she did just enter, but it's not. Oh,
Okay.
because. Okay, there she is. Perfect. Let us know your size, and we will knock this out for the last giveaway of the day. Again, we're going to do this again 3 times on Monday and probably on Tuesday. We're going to do it until we get rid of all this stuff.
Oh, she's on a professional development day and just got in.
Oh, well.
Medium or small? Well, what do you medium first?
She said medium first. What do we got? Yeah. Bam.
A crew neck.
Crew neck, you look great. Congratulations. Now, all you got to do, Hillary, is at some point, I know you have your development day.
Yeah, no rush.
Email us, hello@carlamarieandanthony.com. Let us know your full name, your address, so we can ship this out, hopefully by tomorrow. Right, Carla Marie?
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. To anyone that's new, hopefully we see you again on Monday morning, 8 o'clock on the West Coast, 11 o'clock on the East Coast.
We also do a podcast called The Morning Show Podcast, and you can get that wherever you listen to your podcast. It's completely free. There will be a new episode tomorrow, but if you just found us on Twitch, you can go listen, or on YouTube, you can go listen to today's.
The Morning Show Podcast. You can listen to it anywhere you listen to podcasts, like Carla Marie said. Thank you very much.
Oh, someone did ask what we're doing this weekend. We have tentative plans to hang out with our friend Morgan from Bobby Bone Show.
Yeah, that's right.
To go to North Cascades National Park.
I'm very not only am I excited to see Morgan because she's incredible, but I'm very excited to go to North Cascades for the first time.
Yeah, so peace out.
Check off all the parks from the state of Washington.
Hell yeah.
Later.